Okay, so hopefully you can all see my screen. Great. So yeah, my talk today is kind of complementing what we were discussing at the panel, basically, because I'm going to dive deeper into what the data says about AI impact on developers. And it's not going to be a technical talk, though, but it's going to be important for you to realize how everything is changing around you with data and not with just opinions and so on. Everyone has an opinion about AI already, so I'm not going to talk about my own opinion. Basically, I'm going to talk about data and I'm going to talk about facts. So no need here to go through the introduction, but basically just to summarize everything, I'm Mustafa, based in Egypt, Director of Education at Better Brains, and I'm a web development educator and a full stack developer. I did, for example, the latest course that I did with the Vue.js 3 masterclass on Vue School. And ever since, I've been working on leading the education unit at Better Brains. So let's get to the talk. Basically, when you talk about AI in the developers world, usually you think about AI versus humans, or it's kind of a fight between both. AI is taking humans' job, or AI taking developers' job. And it's not really how it is when it comes to data. Like, it's not how you see other influencers talking on Twitter saying that AI is ending developers, or other influencers saying AI is not ending developers. Actually, developers are still needed to have great experience, to know everything, and AI is just a tool that, and you know what, like, you just hear a lot of thoughts, but nothing solid, and you're never sure what to believe because you see conflicting things all the time. So we're here to talk about numbers. Is it really human or developers versus AI, or is it that, I don't know. Let's see. So is AI is just another hype cycle? That's the question that everyone has been thinking about basically the past, I would say, 3 years. Is it just a hype? Is it just something that is new and then it's just going to fade away? Something like Web3, for example. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that Web3 is not good. I'm saying that I remember when X, and it was called Twitter back then, when it, like, my feed was blown up by how many influencers saying that Web 2 is dead and Web 3 is the future. Right now, buy this course for X amount to be part of the future, or don't miss out this and don't miss out that, and Web 2 died and Web 3 is all what you need to know, and so on. So my feed was just blown up by these people. And a lot of companies started their companies and started their business on Web3, saying or thinking that it's kind of everything now. Anything else other than Web3, anything that you do right now, whatever the front end, back end framework that you're using, basically it's just Web3. And it's still a very high potential technology, but none of us felt the impact. None of us felt like there is something changing, or there is something happened in the industry that affected our jobs or made us scared or think about what should we do next and so on. Nothing happened. Basically, we're just working, we keep learning. I know absolutely nothing about Web3. I'm still kicking it in the industry itself. I'm still finding jobs. I still hire people that knows nothing about Web3. So nothing major changed with Web3, like influencers and people started to hype around it. But that's not the case with AI. So the simple answer here is it just a hype cycle? I would say no. And the reason why is that because AI's real impact is already here. You can see it. It's not like we're going to say AI is the future, because it's not the future anymore. It's the present. We're here. We see the impact. A lot of people got impacted by AI. A lot of companies influenced by AI. And this is something that you cannot deny. It's something real right now. So it's not just a hype. It's an actual thing that is affecting our lives and all industries in general. So let's take a look at this Stack Overflow 2025 developer survey. And to see how impactful AI already is, surprisingly, you're going to find 84% of respondents to this survey, which is 33,000 developers, said that they are using or planning to use AI tools in their development process or workflows, which is an increase over last year of 76%. So it's actually increasing. It's not a hype that is going down. It's actually a hype that goes up. And what validates that as well, another report here by McKinsey, the State of AI 2025, 78% of organizations, so we're not talking about individuals or developers anymore, we're talking about organizations, used AI at least in one business function in 2024, which is up from 55% in previous year. This dark blue line you see on the top, this is the AI in general. But what you see here, starting from 2023, is basically generative AI, which is what we use and what everyone uses now in their day-to-day tasks. And when it comes to another report by Tech Reviewer, AI in Software Development 2025, so you will see that in software engineering specifically, see that number, 97.5% of companies have adopted AI already, rising from 90% in 2024. So the impact is real. It's happening. We are here. And I can go on forever. Like I can talk about this report here, says that AI use climbed to 78% across functions like IT, and Stanford AI Index says that 78% of organizations used AI 2024, with global adoption set to expand at CAGR, which is, I think, compound annual growth rate of 35.9% through 2030. Boston Consulting Group, 26%. Like I can go on forever giving you numbers of how AI currently impacting our industry and impacting other industries as well. So, I mean, all of this is cool, but it still doesn't prove, or it's not a solid evidence that it's not just a hype. Because all of that, maybe for some miracle, everyone agreed that it's a trendy thing, so we'll keep using it for years, and actually we're going to use it more and more. Because usually trends just trend down and it's just trending up. But let's say, for example, this doesn't prove that this is not just a hype. Well, what proves that this is not a hype is the real value is already here. Not just impact due to a trend, but the actually value of that new element of AI in the current industry. That's what's real. So we see Google CEO, for example, stating that up to 30% of new or existing code is AI generated. So can you believe that Google reporting 25% of its code base influenced by AI tools as of Q1 in 2025? Google, the tool that we've been using in every aspect of our lives, basically, and in our phones, computers, wherever you go, you just use Google products, and 25% of the code base influenced by AI tools in Q1 2025. That's definitely means that there is a value in that AI generated code. And also you see Microsoft CTO, he previously said that he expects 95% of all code to be generated by AI by 2030. And also, again, this is kind of, I mean, he's guessing, but at the same time, looking at the data, it kind of makes sense because AI writes more and more code, people trusting it more and more, and it kind of makes sense. But why this might be surprising? Because the shift has happening so quickly, right? So if you think about it, when there is a new technology, someone invented something new, the time that it takes for everyone to know this new tool and to adopt it and to use it in production and to invest in it and to pay for this tool takes years of kind of investigating, testing, and so on, so that everyone knows it and use it, and it does that major impact. But this is not the case of AI. AI, 80% of developers use it weekly already, and often running multiple tools in parallel. So you can see people running Claude Code with Cursor, and then maybe even ChatGPT opened on the side to ask generic questions, and maybe another tool and another tool. And if you think broader than just developers, you could actually think this applies to everything. If you think about the marketing industry, for example, you're going to see that AI is automating most of the marketing tasks right now. You can plan a whole marketing strategy with AI and just kick it off, use it, and just enjoy the revenue coming in. So AI is just changing things so fast that no one knows what's happening or what's going to happen tomorrow. And this is all backed by data and real life impact that we sense and see in everyday work. So it will just keep getting better. And that was what was I trying to say in the panel. AI is just going to keep getting better. Whatever the problems that you can think now about agents not writing good code and so on, you can just look at the money thrown at these companies or AI assistants, and you can think about how this money could solve these problems. You can just hire the most brilliant minds in the world, give them the problems that AI agents have now or AI assistants have now that's resulting in bad code quality, and just tell them, hey, I got these. For example, Cursor AI raised $900 million in Series C funding at 9.9 billion valuation in June 2025. So this money can solve problems. This money can hire brilliant people, invest all their time trying to figure out solutions for those problems that we see now. And also we see that Windsurf, which was Codium, in acquisition talks with OpenAI for $3 billion in June 2025 and more. Anthropic Claude raised $13 billion in Series F funding at $183 billion post-money valuation in September 2025. Revenue grow from $1 billion run rate early 2025 to over $5 billion by August. That's the kind of money that will fix problems. And that's the kind of money that indicates that these tools are not dying. These tools are just going to keep getting better and better and better. So how does that impact us as devs? I mean, all of that sounds like a very bad news for us, because you're literally telling me that another tool is just going to do the exact same thing that I'm good at. It's going to do it faster, quicker, nonstop, and even cheaper. And it's even going to get better in time, and people throwing money at it just to make it better and better. So how does that impact us? This is horrible news for everyone. Well, believe it or not, AI is boosting careers, at least for some. Take a look at this research. So basically, software developers' job projected to grow 17.9% by 2033, with AI jobs up to 25% in Q1 2025 alone. So you can see here software developers leading this table right here with expected growth rate of 17%, let's say 18% in 2033. And that's a good indication. And hearing that after the data that I just showed you kind of doesn't make sense. Like, how is it going to do better than me in my job, but still we're going to have more software developers jobs? And it's expected, like all the reports says that we're going to have more jobs, and still this tool does our job. So it's kind of make you think, how does that work? But anyway, let's continue and see what the data tells us. So 69% of devs learned new techniques with AI help, accelerating career growth for adopters. So for example, Daniel Kelly just mentioned in the panel that he never thought that he would make a course, and in that course he would write React code, but he did. Why? Because AI could help them. So it's the same exact concept. So AI helped 69% of developers to learn new techniques and new concepts. And that's even gonna make you think that with AI, you can actually be more than just a junior, or than just a mid-level developer, or than just a senior developer. You can just always be more, because you have unlimited source of knowledge to learn new things, experiment with new things, and ask unlimited questions. So if you check out the World Economic Forum Future of Jobs Report 2025, you're going to see us taking the third place. So software and applications developers jobs leading the fastest growing jobs 2025 to 2030. So we take the fourth place right here. So first we get big data specialists, fintech engineers, AI and machine learning specialists, and then software and application developers. So that's the fourth place of the fastest growing jobs from 2025 to 2030. So that's also another great indication. So while it helps some to actually boost their careers, it's actually quietly squeezing other jobs out. So if you take a look here, you're going to see that the top fastest declining jobs, so whatever jobs that are dying from 2025 to 2030, you're going to see that we are not listed here. Like, we are in the fastest growing job, like growth rate job. So right here, we see that we are actually not mentioned in the fastest declining jobs. All of it are tasks that logically make sense that it's gonna disappear, right? So we have postal service clerks, bank tellers and related clerks, data entry clerks, cashier and tickets clerks. All of these things could be automated, and we're not here. So it's a good indication that there is hope for developers, basically. But it's not always good news. It's not always bad news. Postings for entry-level jobs in the US overall have declined about 35% since Jan 2023, since the revolutionized the movement of AI started to happen. And through 2027, generative AI, with Gen AI, will spawn new roles in software engineering and operations, and 80% of software engineers must upskill by 2027 to stay relevant in the AI-driven landscape. And that's by Gartner. So according to Gartner, it's not only entry level, it's not only junior, mid-level, whatever. It's basically all developers, whatever your experience level, you're going to need to adapt with AI-driven landscape and just explore what's possible with this landscape, because the world is changing so fast. And if you don't change as fast as it does, you're just going to be left behind. And it's not like the hype of being left behind so that you take action immediately. It's just a real impact that we're living in right now. So according to Gartner, 80% of software engineers must upskill by 2027 due to new roles. And that's a good answer for why do we see AI getting too good at doing our job, but still see that it's expected for us to have more jobs opportunities in the future. So that solves the mystery. Basically, you're expected to have more job opportunities because you're going to have more roles, things that are going to come out of nowhere as a new specialized area that you can actually take over, be specialized in it, and just lead it. Like the question we had in the panel about specialized vibe coding, debugging thing, that could be a thing. That could actually be a thing. And that person could be a very good developer who knows coding so well, or a very, very good communicator with AI who just knows how to talk with AI, debug with AI, provide AI with the resources that it needs to actually generate solutions for those things. So many job opportunities are coming in, and no one can anticipate what type of it, how is it going to be like, but we just know for a fact that we need to keep up and learn the new tool as fast as possible. And the reason why there is a rush here is that because how quick it is changing for everyone. Usually when there is a new tool, it's few years until it's widely adopted, but with AI, things are moving too fast. So that's why we need to adopt. So bottom line here is that AI isn't ending jobs, it's ending the career ladder for the unprepared. So if you think about it, that's a great description of how AI is reshaping the world. It's just that it's ending the career ladder as we know it. It's just not like junior developer and then they get promoted to a mid-level developer and then get promoted to senior developer and so on. No, basically, if you're a junior developer and you're very good with dealing with AI tools, providing it with the right contexts and dealing with it very, very efficiently, it's just going to generate good code for you, and you're no longer a junior developer. You consider yourself a senior developer because you know how to plan with AI, you know how to provide AI with best practices, you know how to validate AI output, you know how to test AI output. So why would anyone call you a junior developer anymore if you can generate amazing output in a very short time? So think about that, because that's the key here. So for junior and mid-level developers, well, they are kind of under pressure, but they are not disappearing anytime soon. So you would need to lean into AI tools and AI-related expertise and demonstrate strategic value beyond code typing, because the syntax is not the problem anymore. It's just the least of anyone's concern right now. Whatever you're a Vue developer, React developer, it doesn't matter as long as you join me in my team, deal with this code base, and generate amazing output that is tested and it works well in production. So yeah, basically, after all, it's just not a junior developer anymore. It's that how much you can learn and how much you can implement and how much you can achieve with AI tools. As for senior developers, so far your role is evolving and becoming more critical. You are the human bridge between AI and whatever real world thing that you're trying to accomplish. So you're designing systems with AI, ensuring quality that generated by AI, monitoring team and guiding them into leveraging AI into doing AI generated code more efficiently, less buggy, and all of these, and leveraging AI without letting it mess everything up. So as a senior developer, it's going to be part of what you do. So you should start learning how it works, and you should start learning how to adapt with whatever changes. So it's not always simple with AI. All of that sounds good, but take a look at this. I received this email a while ago, I think a month ago, by the Programmatic Engineer. It's a great newsletter, by the way. And take a look at that. You're going to find plenty of conflicting research paper and analysis on the internet, some of them pro AI, some of them against AI. But look at this study. An interesting study has been published by the nonprofit organization, Model Evaluation and Threat Research. They recruited 16 experienced developers who worked on large open source repositories to fix 136 real issues. For pay of $150 per hour, some developers were assigned AI tools to use and others were not. So some developers used AI tools to help them code and others didn't. The study recorded devs screen and then examined and analyzed 146 hours of footage. And the takeaway is surprising. Surprisingly, we find that when developers use AI tools, they take 19% longer than without. AI makes them slower. This gap between perception and reality is striking because developers expected AI to speed them up by 24%. And even after experiencing the slowdown, even after they got slowed down during doing those tasks, they still believe AI have sped them up by 20%. So that's crazy. That's a study. Of course, that's not a lot of people. 16 experienced developers, that's not much. And you don't know how much experience in AI they are, or how much the input, the context, and the preparation they did for their AI agents or whatever tools that they're using. But that's something that needs to be taken into consideration. And that's basically what drives us to build AI-driven development. That's the concept of that we always need to keep up, and that we need to leverage AI the right way in a time that the right way is not clear yet for everyone. And everyone has his own right way. So we try to bring brilliant developers together and come up with a solution that would actually make us, I don't know, figure out the best way we can do that, because they figured out the best way they use the AI. So we're talking about, for example, right now, Justin is an amazing open source developer, and he did a lot of cool projects, and he believes genuinely that AI is underhyped and it can do even more, and it helps him generate more and better code and so on. So when you think about it, it's just that we're just trying to solve a problem that has been there for a while, and I would say for 3 years, and everyone just doesn't know what is the right way to do it. And we're not claiming that we have the right way, but we're claiming that we have the best way that we can think of, and we are brilliant at teaching. So yeah, I bet everyone is going to enjoy AIDD, and that's it for my talk today. So it was full of data, analytics, and so on, but I wanted to present data to speak rather than just giving opinions and so on. We're launching on September 30. By then, we're going to have a lot of the content developed already. But like I said in the panel, there is a slight chance for whoever's watching right now, and only who is watching right now, to purchase AI-driven development with the 50% discount that was open months ago for insiders. So you can become one of the insiders and help us found this thing and develop it together. Right now, I think the entire course 1 is complete, 6 or 7 lessons of course 2 completed. And by end of month, we're going to have probably 4 courses fully completed. And we're starting with course number 4, 5, and I believe 6. So happy to take on any questions. Sorry for going over time, Daniel, and that's it.
Awesome. No worries, Mustafa. I think we are pretty part of the course for a little overtime here at Bitterbrains. It's part of our MO sometimes, but it's all good stuff. So, that said, only have time for just a couple quick questions. Could you unshare your screen there for me?
Yep.
And then we will bring up this question here. So, from the surveys you analyzed, um, did you get any data on developer tasks that have seen the largest increase in AI generated content testing, boilerplate code, or something else?
Yeah. So basically, right now, AI is mostly trusted with the things you mentioned. So boilerplate code, testing, basic logic things, and adding some padding to the left, padding to the right, and so on. So that's the most reliable thing that most probably AI is not going to ruin things. So that's how I saw the data. And I included a slide about that, but I didn't have much time developing these slides. But anyway, yeah, most of the tasks that have been assigned to AI are basically related to boilerplate code, testing, and doing all sorts of these, what is it called? Boring tasks, right? So the things that nobody likes to do and usually assigned to junior developers. That's basically what is it more or most reliant on, or what people mostly rely on, because people doesn't yet trust AI to just give it a prompt and do like thousands code line changes in their code bases. And if you think about it, part of it because we don't invest that much time into giving AI the context that it needs and setting up a workflow like we discussed in the previous talks.
Awesome. All right, next question. What is your opinion on tools like Base 44? If you had any experience with that?
I did come across it, but I haven't tried it yet. But I wonder what's the difference between such a tool and Bolt and Lovable and other tools. Like it's just that I find all of them fascinating and magical. That's my opinion on these tools, and I find this is gonna be part of one of the new jobs that is gonna rise in the near future, where some people are very excellent at using these tools to an extent that it becomes a specialty, or I don't know how to pronounce that, but it becomes something that is a dedicated job for it, that you're a vibe coder and you know how to deal with these tools and get products out there. Because something here that I would like to mention quickly is all of us are developers, and usually we work for companies that are focused on the output. So you rarely find a company, for example, with a big code base, let's say that they are using Nuxt 3. And then when Nuxt 4 comes out, the CEO comes in and say, Nuxt 4 is out, let's upgrade. No, this never happens. You actually have to cry about it for years, telling the leadership team how Nuxt 4 is going to speed up the process so that we need to spend some time to upgrade. And then the leadership team would say, no, in that time, we can ship more useful products out there and earn more, right? And if you think about it, neither is wrong. A developer wants a better tool to develop better and write better code. And at the same time, the leadership team wants to invest in the output and get more revenue from the company and for the company and so on. So it's the same exact concept. It's output. So if these tools getting us good output quickly, yes. Do they do it perfectly? No. But there might be a time where vibe coders are a real thing. Those tools are decent enough for people to actually be specialized in that.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the money flowing into tools like Bolt and Lovable right now is just absolutely insane. So there's very clearly a value prop there. If anybody, by the way, has used Base 64, love to hear your thoughts in the chat. All right. Actually, got one more question I think we can squeeze in time that popped in last minute that I think is a nice one. How do we motivate people to learn AIDD when just wanting to code themselves?
Well, I think you have the freedom to code yourself, whatever and whenever you want, right? So, for example, most of the side projects that we build and they never see the light or they never go out there is basically because we want to code them. and we want to implement that logic, that crazy idea that we have in mind, and no one would allow us to work in their code base and do it for them, or the company that I'm working in are not buying this idea and they are not willing to do it, and I just have it and it works fine in my mind and I just code it. So you can always do it. And like, I cannot say for sure that AI is ending coding. Like, no one can say that for sure. I know that Justin likes to say that he knows everything, but I don't think that no one knows for sure if AI is ending coding eventually, and just like a new rise of new jobs and all the old ones gets deprecated. But yeah, if you ask me about my personal opinion, I would think coding is not completely dying. It's still gonna be there, but it's not gonna be used as frequent as it is right now. For example, like I said previously in the panel, I believe in the future, I don't know when, 10 years, 20 years later, maybe after new generation, 5 generations later, I don't know. At that time, maybe it's just going to be, it doesn't matter what programming language you use. It might have its own programming language, it might take over the entire internet and so on. But still, your role as a developer, or the capability or the ability for you to do something, to write code, it's never ending. That's how I think of it. Like, it's never ending. It might not be needed as frequent as now, but I don't think it's going to be completely gone. Maybe a whole new thing is going to come out and you're going to be forced to learn it. And then that's going to be the new thing. And it's going to be very similar to coding. But the coding concept itself, the enjoyment of coding, because I love coding as well, it's not going for good. It's still going to be there. But this is just my personal opinion. Cannot say for sure.
Yeah, makes sense. All right. Thank you so very much for your time and your expertise, Mostafa. Great to have you on, sir.